The apartment plot is a genre mostly associated with romance, comedy, and drama, but never action. The small space of an apartment seems potentially incompatible with violence. The idea of an action movie implies a power struggle of some kind, while the apartment films we've seen have emphasized cohabitation. Nonetheless, many of the significant aspects of apartment plots are still present in Leon the Professional, The Raid Redemption,
Karena sekarang dia berani-beraninya menyewakan kamar-kamar di gedung apartemennya sebagai tempat persembunyian bagi semua penjahat yang sudah kita buron. Tugas kita sederhana. Kita masuk, tangkap dan
and Dredd.
12 serious crimes reported every minute, 17,000 per day. We can respond to around 6%.
Which 6%?
Your show, rookie. You tell me.
Peach trees, multiple homicide.
Dredd to control. We'll take peach trees.
Copy that.
In action apartment plots, villains take over the apartment complex, trying to capture or kill the good guys through the claiming of apartment space. Let's start small and look at the way apartment rooms function within these films. There is a significant lack of privacy in the apartments shown in Leon, The Raid, and Dredd. These apartments are semi-private spaces, which do not function as apartments so much as they serve as a hiding place or a defensive barricade. Because the apartment rooms serve as a temporary space, entry and exit points become even more crucial than they are in regular apartment plots. These points include windows, and doors. As well as unconventional points like floors, and walls.
Concentrate the fire!
These points emphasize the permeability of these spaces and the interconnectedness of apartments. However, this permeability in action apartment films is primarily possible because of forced entry with weapons. This constant potential for violence in action films complicates the notion of choice when it comes to residents actively allowing people to come into their homes, as is seen in both Leon and in The Raid.
Tolong buka pintunya. Tolong buka pintunya. Ini ada luka. Kalau kami belum mati.
However, choice is often subverted, if not by weaponry, then by deception, as is seen in Leon, when Matilda relies on her age to break into someone's apartment.
Mister, I'm scared.
Okay.
Deception is also used in Dredd, when Judge Anderson uses her psychic abilities to gain access into an apartment for protection. In the midst of such violence, peepholes become vital for everyone involved in action films. Bad guys, good guys, and residents. Peepholes act as an intimate kind of voyeurism between whoever is inside the apartment and whoever is outside it, enabling awareness of one's surroundings. Now let's pull back a bit to examine the role apartment buildings play in these films.
Betty, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
In action apartment movies, the bad guys take over the apartment, thereby privatizing the open, public spaces within the apartment for their singular motive of capturing or killing the good guys. This privatization is obvious in the use of security cameras in The Raid and Dredd, which are used to monitor characters' movement throughout the apartment. In these films, this tracking presents a clever twist on the idea of the all-knowing, busybody landlord, as both Tama and Mama act as the overseers of their apartments.
We're actually undergoing a scheduled war defense.
This twisted authority is furthered by the use of intercoms, which both Tama and Mama use to call the apartment's residents to arms to hunt the good guys.
Peach trees.
Until I get what I want, the block is locked down.
Everyone else clear the corridors and stay the fuck out of our way until the shooting stops.
This use of sound once again emphasizes the intimacy and compactness of apartments, reminding both the good guys and the audience that a physical clash between the good guys and bad guys is inevitable. To further this idea of closeness, sound bleeds in and out of apartment rooms and hallways. In Leon, this means that an old woman hears the gunshots next door as Matilda's family is killed.
Why don't you leave them alone?
He said, go back inside.
In The Raid, this means that Rama and his fellow officer are overheard by some tenants, who jump out of their rooms to attack. However, hallways are not the only public space privatized in apartments by the villains. Other such areas include landings,
Fire!
stairs, and even elevators.
Apa?
As with other standard apartment plots, Leon, The Raid, and Dredd emphasize the apartment as part of an unhealthy urban landscape. In these three films, apartment life is intertwined with drugs and crime. In Leon and The Raid, the main characters leave the grimy and dangerous apartment space for a more natural, safer environment. Dredd has a similarly pessimistic view of apartments, but recognizes that they are a necessary evil in contrast to the empty desert of the futuristic sci-fi world. The action sequences that occur in these movies rely on the structure of apartments and could not unfold in any other building type, simultaneously forcing us to reevaluate our perceptions of the apartment plot genre while reaffirming the concepts behind it. By examining what it means to claim people through space, Leon the Professional, The Raid Redemption, and Dredd open the apartment plot up to inquiry as to what other types of films may also warrant inclusion in the genre.